This is direct connect. It directly connects the input to the output. This is a direct connect but with a buffer. The buffer actually controls the amount of voltage going into the output from the input. This is a NOT gate. When the power is enabled, there is no signal to the light bulb. When the power is disabled, there is a signal. This is provided by the buffer switch here, connected to an inverter, which will invert the signal, making it on when this is off, and off when this is on. This is an AND gate. This will require 2 or more signals to work. All signals need to be enabled for the signal to be passed through the AND gate and into the output. If one signal is enabled, nothing happens. The other one is enabled, nothing happens. But if both are enabled, the signal is passed. This is a NAND gate. For a NAND gate to be enabled, both signals must be off. It is the inverse of a AND gate. You turn one on, it is still on. Turn the other on, it is still on. Both are on, and it turns off. This happens because it sends it both to signals, which inverses it with this symbol for an inverse, and then sends it, or does not send it, to the light bulb. This is an OR gate. For an OR gate to be on, only one signal needs to be applied to the gate. One, or both. Basically, if there's any signal going into it, it will activate the output. This is a NOR gate. It is activated when there is no signal running through the gate. If there is, then it will turn off. This is due to the inverter here, which will take the signal applied here and will make it the inverse. It makes the signal negative. This is an XOR gate. Basically how it works is if there is an even number of signals, the signal will not be transmitted to the output. If there is an odd number, then there will. It's very complicated, but put in best words, basically, every time you send a signal, it will invert the previous signal state, which means if the previous signal state was on and you turn another one on, it will be off. This is the Xnor Gate. It is basically an inverse of the XOR gate. If there is an even number of signals, then the signal will be transmitted. If there is an odd, then it will not. This is due to the inverter placed on the XOR gate, which will invert the signal, basically reversing the status that the previous one transmits. Logic gates are the most basic part of circuitry, but that does not mean they're not important. Just as your neurons are the most basic part of your thought processes and your functions, logic gates are the basic part of integrated circuitry and motherboards, CPUs, graphics cards, RAM, you name it. Anything you look at in your computers, or in light switches, or in pretty much any electronical appliance provides logic gates.